Yeah, thank you. Brilliant. Hi, everyone. So I don't know if I'm going to stand out of the light of that. My name is Emma Boylan. My company is called Outside the Box. If you can't tell already, I'm from Donegal, so I will speak slower for you all. It's this beautiful county here. It always looks that sunny and beautiful, I swear. And I work there. I work online with clients all over the world. And my company is called Outside the Box, but it really started when I was about 18. So I read a book on the psychology of shopping. Does anybody know why they put the milk and the bread at the back of the store? I love audience participation, so I'm going to pick you out and let if you don't talk to me. Yeah. So everybody wants to milk and bread, so they have to go through everything. They play slow music, so you'll walk slowly through, and they put the sweets at the front because it's impulses. So all of that was super interesting to me. I was like, they actually use psychology to influence sales, to influence marketing, and I thought that's what I want to do. So I did a degree in psychology, and I, worked in different places, and I had a quarter-life crisis and went to the Gaiety School of Acting for a year, thought I might be famous. Not yet. And then when I came back, I went to Australia and travelled, and when I came back, I started working with the Chamber of Commerce. So I was working with lots of different businesses. And the thing I could see with all of those businesses is they were kind of doing the same thing and expecting different results. They didn't really want to stand out. They were kind of following what their competitor was doing, and they weren't really thinking about their marketing. They weren't thinking about their clients. They were thinking about what they wanted to say. And I really wanted to work with people who wanted to think outside the box, who wanted to think differently. And I also was a little like this kid here. So I knew I wanted out, and I just wanted to start my own business and be out on my own. I think you can all get that. So I was there on a Friday and said, all right, I'm going to start this. And I got 2 new clients. I left that on a Friday and started my job and my business on a Monday. And that was 9.5 years ago. And since then, I've worked with everything from politicians to beauticians and everything in between. And really, it's about helping people get really crystal clear on their ideal client, so who they are, get really crystal clear on what they have to say to that ideal client, and then how to say it and attract them, and also make more money. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about branding. We have 15 minutes, but the main thing about me talking today is really about you acting. So if you could take one thing from what I'm saying and actually implement in your business, that will be effective for you today. So how to set up your business for success. So your brand analysis, big words, but where are you right now? So the first thing you need to look at is, where am I right now? So what do I even look like online? So if you went online and Googled the name of your business or your own name, what would you see? Is it something you're proud of? Is it messy pictures? What does it actually look like? So what words come to mind when someone sees your profile? Is it unorganized? Is it not consistent? Is it blurry pictures? And I want you to have a think about, even write it down right now, the 3 or 4 words you would love to be known as. So a lot of people say things like to me, expensive, classy, high-end. If you look at your online presence right now, is that what it's saying? And if not, you need to talk to me. But also, if not, take a look at that and see how you can change it. The second thing is, before you start anything, learn how to finish it. So I work with a lot of clients who say, oh, I should be on Facebook, or maybe I should be on Instagram, maybe we'll start TikTok. And they don't really have an end goal in mind. And therefore, they do it for a month and then go, this isn't working, why am I even doing this? And they don't know why they're doing what they're doing. So start with the goal. How many clients do you want? Like I said to someone down there earlier, if you go onto LinkedIn and you send 100 messages a month and you get 40 people coming back to you, you get 30 people want to set up a call with you, and you actually get in a call with 10. And then that's my goal every month. That's what I need to do. That's a plan with a goal. That's really what you want to start with when it comes to your marketing. So most people do it the other way round, upside down. So what I'm going to just talk about is 3 things: content, consistency, and image. So content. A lot of us, when we're doing our marketing, and this is what I found with a lot of businesses before they started working with me, is they were saying what they wanted to say rather than what the client wants to hear. So you'll walk around here today and you'll talk to a lot of people and you'll say, what do you do? And you'll be wanting to leave straight away because they're going to blah, blah, blah. I do IT and I do this and I do that. Sorry to the IT people I was talking to earlier. They're talking about everything they want to say rather than what you want to hear. So when I used to go to BNI actually, I started my business on the Monday, went to BNI on the Thursday and stayed for 4 years. It's very good if you just want to go up. And the first time I stood up and told everyone what I did, and I said, I do marketing, I do PR, I brush the floor if you want me to do that as well. And I told them everything. And I thought I was really good, thought it was brilliant. Did it for about a year. And then I went to an event and a guy said, who can do a pitch? And I was like, me, definitely. I'm really good at this. And I stood up and did my pitch and he goes, that's crap. And I was like, all right. But he was right because I was talking crap. I was talking about everything. No one really got what I did. Now when someone asks what I do, I say, I help you get more clients and make more money. And they say, how do you do that? Tell me more. And that's really what you want. You want people asking to hear more. You want to get them excited. You want to talk about the outcome of what you do, not what you do. So I don't want to hear how my accountant does my taxes, but I want to hear that I'm going to pay less. I want to hear that he's going to make me more money. So what's the outcome of what you do? Think about what you said to people here today. Were you talking about everything you did, plus the kitchen sink? Or are you talking about what they actually want to hear? So that comes down to kind of the psychology of it. That's what I do, is understanding your ideal client and what they care about. There's also a little bit in it that you have to figure out who you are as a business, as a person, as a brand. So there's something unique and amazing and wonderful about every single person in here. And it's about figuring that out in your marketing and using yourself to promote. So a big part of what I do with clients would be using like video, using yourself, you are the brand. A lot of the bigger brands you see, like I worked with a guy, you can look him up actually, ask Paul. So he's a financial consultant. He has loads of staff, but he was the face of the company. And he was the one that people got to know, like, and trust. And that's what I think BNI will tell you as well. People need to get to know, like, and trust you before they're going to give you money. So they need to know who you are and why they should care. So finding out what makes you unique, wonderful, and amazing can be really good in your content. We also have a shorter attention span than a goldfish. I'm surprised you're still listening to me. Still there? Yeah, everyone? So it's really important that you're getting to the point straight away. That you are, as soon as someone comes onto your website, they're interested. They know what to click. They know what to do. As soon as someone sees a post online, they know why they should talk to you. You go down and see my pop-up. It says, I'm going to help you fill your business with ideal clients and get more money. So straight away, you're knowing, well, okay, I understand what she does. Tell me more about it. How do you do that? And the amount of people that come up to me and say, how do you do that? Tell me more. So even when you're doing, let's say, a Facebook post and an Instagram post, the first line is super important. It needs to be what they care about. It's like I used to do PR. When we wrote press releases, the headline was the most important piece because it decided whether someone was going to continue to read or not. So the first 3 seconds of your video, the first 3 seconds of your post needs to lead them in. Because people don't want a 1/4-inch drill, they want a 1/4-inch hole in the wall. What do you think I mean by that? Audience participation time. They don't really care about the product, they care about the outcome. So if you can get that in the first 3 seconds and actually something they lie in bed and worry about, if that's in your headline of your email, if that's in the headline of your post, if that's the first thing you're saying when you come onto the video, it's going to make them go, oh my God, I feel like they were talking to me. That's my exact problem. I turned to my wife and said that last night. That's the key. You have to engage people with your content, and it's about them, it's not about you. You can also use your story as well. So an example of this is a financial advisor I was working with. Usually the about section on your website is we've been here since 1954. My dog's called whatever. I do pensions. I do blah, blah, blah. Whereas she told the story of her own life where she couldn't get a mortgage. Her father had died and left them with no money. And then she said, you know what? I don't want other people to go through that. So I learned from my own mistakes and my own family's mistakes, and now I teach other people how to do it. That's her why. People buy your why. People buy why you do what you do, and people also read stories. They forget facts. Does anybody know who the 21st president of the United States of America was? I'll not wait for you to answer, just in case someone does know that. I did that in America, and they didn't know, so it's fine. Does anyone know what Cinderella dropped at the bottom of the stairs? I'll just wait for you. Her slipper. Because we remember stories and we forget facts. So if you can tell your story in your posts, when you're speaking to people, I stood up here and said, when I was 18, I read a book on the psychology of shopping. I didn't say, in 2004, I did this, in 2005, I did that. I told you the story of me and why I do what I do. and people buy that story and want to work with you because of that. So if you can get your content around that, it's a good way to go. Just a little tip on content. So if you're trying to think about what to post, even if you think around the main theme of what you actually do, so let's say accountancy, and think about like 5 main topics you could talk about in each one of those, and then subtopics out of that, and then pick out some standout content you could do. So how could I stand out with these topics? How could I do it a bit differently? You know, I was doing a workshop with a client, and they put aquariums into different businesses. So I was like, how can we stand out with this? So we can do videos with different aquariums, different fish, talk about each one of the fish, talk about how fish help corporates, how we can calm down through fish. We can do TikTok videos. It's all about creating ideas just to stand out a little bit. And I'm going to show you some ideas before I finish up. Creating relationships as well with the content. So it's great to have all that content out there, but you actually have to talk to people. If someone comments on something you do, comment back. Go and comment on someone else's. Go and engage with other people. It's just like real life. It's called social media. Building a brand is about being social and about networking, just like you would here today. If someone comes up to you and says, I really like your flyer, you don't go, oh, thanks very much. I really appreciate that. Do the same online. So you're creating relationships that create sales. Consistency is the next one. So does anybody know why we put our shoes on in the morning if we're actually not leaving the house? A lot of us are staying in the house now, but if we're leaving the house, why do we put our shoes on? Has anyone ever got to 6 o'clock and said, Jesus, I forgot to put my shoes on? Walking around your bare feet. Your marketing has to be the same. It has to be something that is consistent within your business. It's not something you leave to the last minute, to the end of the day. Oh, that's right, we didn't post online. Oh, that's right, we must start speaking to people, we must start doing sales. It has to be a consistent process. I was working with a client who said that someone had seen her a year ago online, then had talked to someone else about her, had continuously watched her posts for a year, and then went onto the website and started to engage with her. So that was a year of poking online, is what I call it. Here I am, here I am, here I am, here I am. It takes 7 to 13 times before anyone actually pays attention to you online. And you might think you're annoying them, but they're actually just like sheep. They're just scrolling through. They're not even paying attention. So you need to stand out with good content, and you also need to be consistent with that content. And that comes down to having a goal as well. So I'm chatting to a girl at the minute who does mindfulness meditation, and a client. And she was like, you know, I feel like I'm posting. Are people seeing this? And I was like, someone's going to come to you in 3 months because you've been posting for the last 3 months and say, I want to work with you. McDonald's don't say, you know what, we might stop marketing for a month and see what happens. Why if big brands aren't doing it, why do you think you don't need to be consistent? So consistency is key. So I would try and even just mark it in your calendar that you're going to do it, like post once a week even to start with. Once a week is better than 5 times a week and then nothing for a month, and then 5 times a week and nothing for a month. Once a week of poking people online, I think I'm near time here, poking people online, and schedule it in. The next thing is your image online. So that's your brand, your colors. Do people know who you are? Do you have the same tagline? I say to my clients, you know, make sure you have your photo on your business card, make sure you have your photo on your pop-up, that you have the same photo online, that you have the same brand colors everywhere you are. Again, you don't see Nike or McDonald's saying, we might do purple this week just to see if the crack is. It's always the red. It's consistent branding, and the image looks the same the whole way through. If you see a post from those brands, you know it's them without even the name sometimes. So it's about building like that. And really, it's about thinking outside the box, because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. I'm going to leave you with 2 examples of marketing, a little bit outside the box. So I had a furniture company in Northern Ireland, and we had the chance to do a billboard on the side of the road. And we were beside DFS, and they were like, you know, we'll do people sitting on a couch laughing or whatever. And I was like, no, because we'll be the exact same as DFS, and that's not us. We're quirky, we're different, and what's the point in not standing out? So we did this. Our tagline was, are you sitting comfortably? That's what it looked like on the side of the road. Which one are you going to stop and go, is that a dog on the side of the road? What is that? Which one are you going to Google? Which one are you actually going to pay attention to? Which one would be a waste of money? I would rather people stop and stare and have to ask questions than completely miss it. There's always politicians coming to my house and I always give out to them about their marketing. So I thought I'd kind of take a hand at them a little bit. And when it came around to that time in Donegal, I did my own poster. Make your marketing great again. Vote Emma Boylan #1. So actually, it's a €25 fine for every one you put up. So I didn't put them up. I just put this one up and took a photo and put it online. But it was just using something topical to stand out a little bit, to be on brand, and to think a little bit differently. So really, if you want to build a brand that works, think outside the box and book a complimentary consultation with me. I'm doing 5 of them for people here. It's 30 minutes where we go through how we can make you stand out. Thanks.